I have a confession to make. I'm not a philosopher or someone who always knows how to articulate my thoughts well. Hence why I'm making this channel to help with that. I say this because when I finished watching the original Evangelion shows, then the End of Evangelion movie, I was lost for words. It was 2018 and had never really watched it and decided to take the dive because of this meme. Similar to typical shows I've seen, but also very different. It had the giant robots and the cool aliens that would fight, but it also had a kid having a real existential crisis. Needless to say, I loved it. More and more I'm finding that I like action-packed shows less and less, and I'm enjoying shows with brilliant character writing and deep world building. Evangelion was all of that. But when I got to the End of Evangelion movie, I wasn't sure what happened on a story basis. It was very convoluted and confusing at times, and I thirst to know what the meaning of it all was. I searched online for what the meaning of Evangelion was truly about. After searching a massive arrangement of people's thoughts of Evangelion, I found one channel that explains it best. Jump to Shark has a 4-part video explaining the imagery of Evangelion as best that the creator meant. Truly, once I discovered what the character motives, scenery, and themes all came together to create, it was then that I realized Evangelion is the best anime to ever exist. And I'm not saying that lightly. I really mean it. There are so many layers too that the series has, it would take a video of Jump to Shark's length to explain. One of my favorite themes that's not really showcased is the critique of anime culture. In the End of Evangelion movie, there is a scene in the beginning where Shinji is standing over Asuka, who is in a hospital unconscious. Shinji, upset on her state, tries to shake her awake. Then, well, if you know the scene, you know what happens. When I first saw this, I instantly thought back to Me, 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 an anime music video that Ano, the creator of Evangelion, produced. The music video, though very sexual in nature, explored the theme of otaku fantasy and reality of those obsessed with that culture. It reveals a dark, never-ending path towards a life revolves around something we lust for but will never achieve. Even in the video, there was Evangelion figures on the main character's shelf. I feel as though Me, Me, Me and the hospital scene, maybe even Shinji's character as a whole, is stating how otaku culture is
disgusting.
There is a lot more themes within the series, and I highly suggest watching yourself. But the meat of what I want to talk about is the upcoming new entry for the Evangelion 3.0 plus 1.0, Thrice Upon a Time, the final film in the Rebuild series. In case you didn't know, there is an original Evangelion TV series, then an End of Evangelion movie, which is a finale to the show. Then there are 4 remake films that retell the events of the show, but with different things happening. The remake films go into a very different direction than the original, which honestly I love because it's not just a copy and paste. New character and plot lines open up, and it's honestly a breath of fresh air. I remember when I went on my Evangelion binge, watching everything I had missed out for years, thinking the 3rd movie will end the series, to get to the end of it and realizing there's going to be a 4th movie. It has not been released in over 6 years. But now, 9 years after the release of the 3rd movie, we are getting it here in the US on Amazon Prime. And I cannot wait to finally get a conclusion to the Rebuild series. I want to hypothesize what will happen in the final movie based on some of the themes and plot lines I've learned. Spoilers ahead, by the way, if you don't want any spoilers. First theory I have is that the remake movie is actually a continuation of the original series. So when Shinji rejected the Human Instrumentality Project, which is basically a plot to make everyone in the world turn to orange juice, or one collective consciousness where no one would be sad or depressed again, Shinji restarted the world. When he does, it shows him and Asuka on the beach by themselves as a kind of up Adam and Eve. I believe this is Shinji restarting the world with his ability to trigger the 3rd impact and choosing the old world versus the new world. Then the events actually replay starting the beginning of the remake movies. In the remake movies, everything is exactly the same except for some key differences. I think we are going to get some perspective on life after the 3rd impact, seeing how it affected everyone. No doubt Misato will try to obtain Shinji and Asuka again, but something tells me something will make Asuka have a change of heart and not lead him to Masato. Something either important to Shinji or perhaps the people they meet along the way, or maybe Shinji will just, leave. No doubt I'm going to have nothing but love for this film, as it is a long-awaited finale to Evangelion remake films. Ono has created a master-level series with an amazing, thought-provoking story and characters. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you like watching well-written anime series like me, leave a like and comment other shows you'd like to see me post about. I'll catch you guys in the next scene because we're moving on.